The Bike Walk Center in North Minneapolis, the goal is to increase access to biking and walking opportunities and resources on the north side, and encourage North Minneapolis residents to bike and walk for recreation or transportation. We are proposing to use approximately $350,000 of our CPPW grant money for the startup and operation of this new business in North Minneapolis. In order to award this money, we went through a competitive RFP process to find a qualified operator for the center. All proposals that were reviewed carefully by an 8-member review panel that included city staff and community members with relevant expertise, and we conducted site visits with the applicants to gain further insight into their proposed business plans. The proposals were scored quantitatively and qualitatively, and the scores were combined to determine the strongest applicant. Our recommendation today to this committee is to approve a contract with the Cultural Wellness Center, which was the lead applicant for one of the proposals, to open a bike walk center at 2145 Lowry Avenue North, and it is anticipated that the bike walk center will be open no later than October 1st of 2011. I'd briefly like to describe what the Cultural Wellness Center's proposal entails for the bike walk center. It will be a retail business operation that sells affordably priced new and used bicycles and bike accessories like helmets, locks, clothing, biking gear, and pedestrian accessories such as reusable shopping bags or compact shopping carts. Basically anything that will make it easier for residents to bike and walk to their destinations. We'll also offer programming to encourage residents to bike and walk for transportation or recreation. So far, a qualified board of directors has been identified and convened to oversee the planning and implementation of this center, and an experienced bike shop manager has been recruited to coordinate the daily operations at the center. And the Cultural Wellness Center would like to work in partnership with a number of organizations, many of whom have strong connections on the north side, including the Major Taylor Bicycling Club in Minnesota, to provide a variety of biking and walking programming, events, workshops, and outreach activities. They will also partner with Emerge Community Development to provide North Minneapolis youth with employment and training opportunities within the Bike Walk Center and help connect them to more permanent job opportunities later on. And they will receive technical assistance from other partners in terms of business planning, sustainability, marketing, and management of the Bike Walk Center. They've also proposed to house a coffee shop within the Bike Walk Center to help generate revenue, especially in the off months when the business for biking and walking sales might not be quite as high, to make the business self-sustaining. So overall, the Cultural Wellness Center had a very strong proposal with a solid business plan, well thought out revenue-generating strategies. They have a very cohesive group of partner organizations who are ready to start implementation of this project immediately. They have good youth employment and training strategies. They have the identified retail manager with bike shop experience and a clear vision for how the actual physical space will be used on Lowry Avenue. So we believe they're the strongest applicant, and they have the highest likelihood of opening and operating a successful, long-standing business in North Minneapolis. So we are asking for approval of the committee today to partner with the Cultural Wellness Center to implement their plan for the Bike Walk Center in North Minneapolis.
Okay, thank you. I have a question for you. The last sentence of the report here states that the operator will be expected to plan for sustainability and become self-sufficient once the grant period ends. Was that not a requirement of the RFP, and it will be done, they will be expected to do it in the future, or has that been done?
Mr. Chair, we put that into the actual RFP so that applicants for this particular project would know that our grant funding is time limited. We only have funding secured until March of 2012, and we will assist as much as we can with the startup costs that are associated with opening a new small business. But it is expected for them to develop revenue-generating strategies that will sustain the business long-term after our grant funding has gone away.
But the answer to that request is not part of the proposal.
They submitted, applicants were required to submit a business plan that showed their financial projections, not only for the first 15 months that the grant would cover startup costs, but also after that. And so they were expected to demonstrate the sustainability, the expected sustainability of their business within their proposal.
Okay. Councilmember Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I see one of the proposals, where did I see this in my report about coffee? I can't remember now. Here.
It was online.
Was it on? Okay. You know, Peace. Do we know what Peace Coffee is? I have no idea what that means. And I will tell you that I just have some skepticism about that. Having, I mean, this retail space has been available for a long time. If there was someone who thought that they could make money selling coffee in there, I think they would have been in there. And so what's the plan for that part of the mix?
Mr. Chair, Councilmember Johnson, we liked the idea of the coffee shop. Peace Coffee is actually a locally founded brand of coffee that is quite popular in the healthy local food movement. They have already provided the Cultural Wellness Center with a template for how this business would be implemented, co-located with the Bike Walk Center. We liked the idea because it was, we thought, a way to bring people into the bike shop even if they didn't have necessarily an interest in buying a bike. It would be would help create more of a community gathering space. So the two will be co-located together, and we hope that the business from each, the Bike Walk Center and the coffee shop, will help feed and support one another. And the marketing and the promotions that the Cultural Wellness Center and its partners will do will help attract people to both of those components of the business.
Mr. Chair.
Councilmember.
Mr. Chair, I really would like to, before I act on this, and I do think this is an important project, but I really would like to have the information in front of me, the business plan, the response, the evaluation that was done. I need that information before I can make a decision on this. So I'm going to move to postpone this for a cycle.
Motion to postpone this item for a cycle. Any questions? Councilmember Hofstad.
Thank you. I think that this is a good idea, but I think also backing it up with the business analysis that would determine that, yes, indeed, a business of this nature could survive, what the marketing plan would be, how they perhaps might be a part of the existing grant that we have just talked about, and just the business analysis that would determine that, yes, this is a group that has the business acumen to not only provide the resources but be successful on an ongoing basis. I think more than anything we want businesses to be successful and coffee shops and all the other amenities that we are adding to any area of our city. So I think that would be helpful. Thank you.
Councilmember Gordon.
I just have a question. Will a 2-week delay significantly impact the plans for this moving forward and the possibility of actually getting a center opened when we wanted to?
Mr. Chair, Councilmember Gordon, would you like to respond? Yes, I would like to provide as much information to the council members as possible in order for you to be comfortable with the decision that you make, so we can definitely get the proposal and the scoring criteria to you. The site that has been identified on Lowry Avenue, there are other interests in renting that space, and the property management is interested, obviously, in going with someone as quickly as possible. So that would definitely be a consideration. You know, if we delay the process in contracting, the property manager might not be willing to wait for us to work everything out here. They might choose to go ahead and rent the location to the third party that's interested, not in the Bike Walk Center.
Do we do we have another council cycle by the end of the year? I'm also a little bit worried because this is December and we've got these off weeks, and I don't know that we have another public safety and health committee meeting until next year.
No, we have one more.
One more this year.
Perhaps the clerk can. Is this?
Mr. Chair and committee members, indeed, this is the last committee meeting for this committee for this year. Of course, another one could be scheduled. There is a one-week council cycle that would end on December 17th. But the next regular meeting scheduled is January 5th, and I believe it would be January 14th city council meeting.
Maybe a suggested substitute, and I don't know